What's up guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Pumzi David Zeigh XOXO. If you're new here, please go down below, hit that like, subscribe and notification bell so YouTube notifies you every time I post a video. If you're regular, a returning subscriber, a day one lover, I want to say thank you so much for coming back and watching today's video.
Something for your fire.
You know, now at first the whole idea of coming out to me was so bizarre because I had the mentality, why do we have to come out if straight people don't come out to parents?
Can we talk?
Yeah. I'm straight. I'm sorry, Mom. It's true.
I like girls.
Like, why do we have to make being gay or queer something that is out of the ordinary? You know, why do we have to make it something that is special? Why doing like a special guy? Why can't we be treated the same way that straight people are treated, right? I just want it to be normal. Well, like the way we've been fighting for equality and diversity and representation in modern day society. That's what I wanted to enact. This whole idea of coming out is ridiculous because if straight people don't have to tell their parents that they're straight, why do we gay people have to tell our friends and family that we, that was my initial, mentality with this whole coming out thing, and personally, the day I come out is the day my parents are like, this was because I was scared. Like, if I'm being honest, I was scared. I saw how people were rejected. I saw how people who came out to their parents, to their families, how they were treated and mistreated rather, and how the love that they were shown, the unconditional love that they were promised or shown, is now stripped away and they're left bare, like, especially if Umkosa, like, yo guys, and everything else is just a whole motherfucking headache. Well, so that was my fear, like coming out. I was like, the day my parents kick the bucket, I am, that's what I told myself, and it almost happened. Like, it really almost happened. Like, life really came to a point where God was like, you know what, Z, I'm gonna give you what you're asking for. I'm gonna give you exactly what you're asking for. You want your parents to kick the bucket? Let's do it. So fast forward last year, 2021, July, end of July, my dad got shot. Yo, I know, depressing, right? He got shot like right through the face. Well, the bullet got stuck on the other side of the face. I'm so sorry if this sounds very insensitive right now because I'm trying to ramble through it without, and from my side, I want to cry, okay? But anyway, yeah, my dad got shot last year and we nearly lost him. It was during the Cape Town taxi strike. If you're from South Africa, you probably know about Cape Town taxi drivers and how violent they get during their taxi strikes. So my dad was driving a bus that morning. It was Monday morning, 19th of July. I still remember that morning. That whole situation was really life-changing for my family. Like, almost losing my dad put a lot of perspective, like, in a lot of things, not only for me but for like everyone else in the family. Like, we all saw just what an important role he played in the family and how much he is the glue of the family. And losing him for me put perspective to a point where, like, it felt as though I almost lost my dad without knowing if he would love me just as much if he had known that I was gay. And also it felt as though I was being selfish by keeping my queerness or who I fully am to myself without giving him the opportunity to get to know his son and love his son for who he is. Guys, like, I was so sad that week. Like, I broke down. Like, okay, I try to keep it together for family, as the son you have to be, the way you have to be, I can't. Hey, custom masculinity is very toxic, guys, like very, very toxic, but we'll get back to that conversation some other time. So yeah, fast forward to the Sunday, my dad got discharged a week later. And when he got discharged, I was not home. I was like out with my best friend. We were drinking. We were out. We were like drunk. And he was trying to help me wash away my sorrows. I was trying to, distract myself from everything that's going on at home because people kept visiting my house thinking that my dad was gone. Keep saying condolences as if, he's gone or whatever. And it was just very stressful. And you have to be polite and nice. You can't just kick people out of your house. They came to pay the respects or check up if you're okay. But basically, I was looking at and trying to find out what is actually going on. But anyway, went out with my best friend, we got drunk, and my mom called me on like some, okay, your dad is back home, we need to see you and everything. So I got home. There was a crowd of people there to see my dad. Ugh, typical black people, you know. Afuna eat teas, scones, and every other thing. Fine, sure. Later on, when they leave, we get a chance to actually sit down with my dad and talk to him. And this time, I am drunk in my POEs. So now, you know, it's later on in the night, the guests have left, and it's just my mom, dad, and I in the house. My dad is in bed, you know, it's just fresh out of the hospital and everything. And I'm drunk and I'm out here like, you know, it was Joala will give you that courage to do anything. You can stand on the world's tallest mountain and declare yourself the king of the world to the right extent. And that was me that night. But you know what? It's now or never. It's do or die right now. Okay? And in my head, I'm not even thinking about what could go wrong or what. I'm just thinking about this one thing that I've set my mind to do. Enter my mom's room and I'm like, Mom, Dad, can I have a second of your time? Cool. Gotta be going like hlale phansi, and I've been keeping it strong the whole week, you know, the whole week since I heard that my dad was shot on Monday morning, 7 a.m. Since that time, up until the Sunday of that week, I've been keeping it strong. I've not been showing any emotion, only to my best friend, of course, but I've been chilled, you know, because Galoko, you know, and Lily and Penil. The moment we sat down in my mom's room, I start bawling my eyes out. Like, I start crying. Words can't even come out of my mouth. Yo, guys, like it. And in the midst of this crying, and I'm like, I'm so glad that my dad is alive. Like, I thought we lost you. You know, like, just so you guys know, I'm gay. Like, and I know at the moment in time that might have seemed selfish because, you know, my dad is dealing with his health and I'm out here, dude, you know, your son is gay, so in case you thought you were gonna have grandkids, that shit ain't happening. That was selfish. I understand that now because, you know, over some time after I came out to my parents, you know, we had those conversations that followed up, you know, afterwards. But initially, this was their response. My dad thought was that not. And then I was like, you know what? We'll talk about this some other time. Like right now is not really a good time. I'm fresh out of the hospital. This is a lot for me to process as well because I'm going through this, and you out here dropping this other bomb. And my mom was like, you know what? You're right. You can come back later and we'll talk about this. I'm like, you know, my parents don't love me. They don't want to talk about this. I'm okay, fine, go back to drinking with my best friend. I guess me, I'm trying to forget about the fact that, you know what, I just dropped a bomb at home. I'm out here celebrating that my dad is back. Yeah, that my dad is back, and the fact that I actually came out to my parents and I'm still alive, you know. Fast forward to a couple of weeks later, then we have this conversation with my mom, you know, like how selfish that whole situation was and how I could have, you know, picked a better time, but for me there was no better time. Like, there is never really a right time. Say goodbye, but we know that we gotta go. But there's never really a good time to come out, you know. You can't pick the best time. It's just something that has to happen. It's either you do it yourself or someone else would do it to you. But I didn't want it to be in a situation where I felt like things were out of my control, you know. And I'm so grateful that, you know, I actually did it then, and that I was pressured into doing it, because I promised myself that the day that I come out is the day that my parents die. And then God was like, woo, 360 full circle, I'm gonna show you who I am, and I'm gonna show you what I can do for you. And let me just say, after that, you know, obviously trials and tribulations happened with my dad and Raf and everything else, and them trying to come to terms with the fact that, you know, the son is gay, even though there were signs. But, you know, some people just choose to mice things, especially black parents. They will mice you until you come out forth and tell them straight up, okay, because I remember a few years ago, I had a conversation with my dad, with him saying, dude, what's wrong with you? I've never seen you with a girl. I've never seen, you know, heard or any rumors about you with anyone's girl in the streets. So, nigga, what's up with your street cred? What's going on? Like, we had the conversation, and I thought from that conversation he might have picked up something, but well, he chose to duck and miss the ball. But guess collab. where I'm going at is that since I came out with my relationship with my parents has been fucking amazing. Like, I am short of words right now because I am so grateful that I'm one of the few people on this earth who had accepting parents, even though at first it wasn't so easy. And it's never really going to be easy at first because I feel like we also need to give our parents time to process these things, because in a time where these things were taboo or these things were frowned upon. So when it's hitting home now, I understood that I had to give them time to process the whole thing. And I'm so glad that I actually had to leave home and live in varsity so that they can have the time to themselves to talk through it themselves, and also to figure themselves out and how they can be part of my world, you know. And oh my god, it's been fucking amazing. Like, yo, God has blessed me, guys, and I don't want to take that for granted. I just want to show it out there that there are parents that are not so bad out there, you know. There are people who are still loving towards their children, who are still willing to learn and still willing to be acceptant and learn the ways of their children. And it's something that my mom actually had to learn on her own, and my dad had to learn on his own as well, and they came together and just loved their son the best way they know how. And I couldn't be more grateful for that. Like, I couldn't be more grateful for that. It took some time, and I know it's a recent thing, like last year. Some people takes years, but I'm grateful that, you know, things are where they are right now, and you know, it's just fucking amazing. And yeah, man, just came to tell you guys my story, and how I'm hoping that maybe if it lands in the right ears, it might motivate you to, well, come out to your parents or come out to your loved ones, and you know, give them the opportunity to love you for who you are. And if that love is not shown or reciprocated, or is retracted from you because you came out as gay, just know that it was never really there in the first place. Because if someone loves you unconditionally, they would never put any conditions to their love for you. And that's what a parent is supposed to be, someone who loves you unconditionally. So yeah, man, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please go down below, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell so YouTube notifies you every time I post a video. My name is Positive Zeigh XOXO, and I will see you guys next time.